We're ready for the nightcap at Houghton Stadium, San Bernardino. It's game number 2, West Region play. Chula Vista, California against Rocklin, California in a Southern California, Northern California matchup here. Great crowd on hand for this game as we take a look at the lineup. First for the Chula Vista Parkview Little Leaguers. They've got the big cat leading things off, Ivan Rodriguez Jr. He's their shortstop. Michael Rodriguez batting in the 3rd spot in the order. This is a team that in 2016, this Little League team made it to the Little League World Series. They're hoping this is the magic year as well, 2018, but it's a tough test against a pitcher that is coming off his best game of the year. Aiden Weisenberg Frost had a no-no in their state title game. Frosty gets the call.
Well, hard throwing. He is a big kid. Standing on the mound is an imposing presence and obviously throws extremely hard. And coming off a no-hitter, you can't come off a better outing than that, Trey.
Big Oakland A's fan. Let's look at the defense around Weisenberg Frost. They made a last-second switch and shifted some positions and some spots in the batting lineup. And then here's the way it looks here with Erickson and Dykstra up the middle. Really good group. And Rogowski, the son of the coach, the manager, Ron Rogowski, man center field, an important position as well. Covers a lot of ground out there. Always exciting when these two get together, and you can sense the atmosphere here, a full house. Obviously, a lot of Southern California fans, but the Rocklin fans have made the trip down here as well.
No, it's a great crowd, great attendance, great atmosphere. We've already gotten the chants going from one side to the other side. Should be a really exciting game. I know last year's was. Southern California walked out of here, and then they ended up representing the West.
And maybe the winner of this game will represent as West Region champion in Williamsport. We shall see. Ivan Rodriguez to lead things off.
Big cat. I like a big cat playing shortstop for me. That's a good thing to have.
Fastball from Weisenberg Frost is inside for ball 1. Good pop on that pitch as he drills that one in there, 1-1.
Well, like I said, an imposing presence on the mound, works fast, throws hard.
Well, he rear backs and fires there, and he slipped a little bit after the delivery and went to the knees.
Yeah, it was interesting, Trey. The Northern California took infield, and while they were taking infield, Frost was warming up to the catcher, getting a feel for the mound. So we have a little bit of an issue with that. You can see how far he falls off the mound, which there's nothing wrong with that. That was the way I did it, and so it's just close.
2-2 fastball misses, and a full count now to Rodriguez.
You land a little bit closed, and then you tend to fall towards the first base side. There's nothing real wrong with mechanically. You can see he is a max effort pitcher.
And he blazes the fastball by Ivan Rodriguez Jr.'s bat. Strike out number 1, out number 1 of this one.
Well, that was 6 straight fastballs, as hard as I can throw. Let's see what you got, big cat. And you can see the timing mechanism that he uses in the leg kick, where he pulls the ball out of the glove and then double taps right there. And that is a timing mechanism for the pitcher. And if you ever get to a big league batting practice, you'll see a lot of the batting practice pitchers doing a little tap on their hand. There it is, tap, go.
And he blows that one by Alon Camarillo, got a piece of it, 1-1.
You won't see many guys in the major leagues doing that tap. It's hard to catch, it's hard to perceive, but it's something that people do. I tapped my leg on leg kick. It's a timing mechanism, tells me go.
Bounced up there 2-1 to AC3. Alon Camarillo, the son of the manager, George Camarillo. He can't catch up with that fastball right now, 2-2.
Well, it's major league equivalent of 94 miles an hour, and that was 72. On the strikeout of Big Cat Rodriguez, it was 74.
Quick worker misses outside, full count. Well, he wastes no time at all. Gets the baseball, gets on the rubber, and goes. Wind in the pitch. Ball 4. Good at bat for Camarillo. He's aboard.
Well, you know, we've watched 3 games so far, Trey, and almost to a game, every first inning, the pitcher has struggled a little bit with command. You know, this is a big game, and no matter how much Southern California and their kids have played travel ball and done all the big tournaments, this is still a big game. It's a double elimination, but you don't want to get in the loser's bracket in game 1, especially with your ace on the mound.
Michael Rodriguez now, one of the veterans, 13-year-old. Big fan of the Dodgers. Batting in the 3rd spot in the order. Swing and a miss. Ball bounces away from the catcher. Camarillo will take second base. Makes a big turn and hangs on right there.
Well, now we're seeing the second pitch for Frost, and that was a nice slider. Late break, has some depth on it, which means it's breaking more downward. The traditional slider generally breaks away from the right-handed hitter. His has a little bit more downward spin.
0-2, fastball is low, 1-2. Kevin Macho's calling balls and strikes. You see him behind the plate. Jeff Thompson, David DeRosa, James Davis Jr. 1st to 3rd in the field. 1-2, fastball, foul back. Pretty good rip right there from Rodriguez.
Yeah, that was a good swing. He didn't miss that one by much. And Rodriguez is 5'11", 160 pounds. He's an imposing presence at the plate. So we got a really nice matchup to start the game. 1 out, runner in scoring position already via a walk and a wild pitch.
Now he steps off. Southern California team, a superstitious bunch. They've had timely hitting all year long, though. Here's the 1-2. Lays off of that one, 2-2. And the first base umpire doesn't flinch down there. Jeff Thompson, now he makes the call, no swing.
Well, he was waiting for the home plate umpire, Kevin Macho, to give the sign. And Troy Yulson was given the look down and didn't ask permission from home plate umpire.
He wasn't giving the catcher the time of day down the line. Here's the 2-2. And the fastball again, and he strikes him out. 2 down.
74 miles an hour, about the equivalent of 95 in the big leagues. And here it is, time to dance. Here it comes. You know it's coming. Everybody in the park knows it's coming. Catch up to this.
It's like that Green Bay Packer power sweep. You know it's coming, but you can't do anything about it. It's
He just pulled out the Green Bay Packers power sweep.
There's nothing fancy about it. It's just go after somebody, and that's what he did. And here's Jose Mendoza.
I mean, is that based on the running back finally
it's
getting
the
in
same
from Green
idea.
Bay?
It's like
finally gets into the Hall of Fame?
It's like we're running this play, try to stop it. Same story here with Weisenberg Frost. You called it. There's nothing fancy. He's just coming right at hitters. Got him. Swinging there, 0-2.
And then you say that, and he throws a little slider down and away, and like here's something fancy for you just to mix it up.
I'll mix one of those in there every now and then.
Here's what I love about power pitchers. He's going to want to come back to the heat. Elevate it, throw it as hard as you can throw it.
There it is, strike 3 on the corner. What a start for Aiden Weisenberg Frost. Coming off a no-hitter in their state title game. Strikes out the side.
And here he is. He's saying, all right, 0-2, you want to dance. Here's 75 miles an hour on the outside corner. And catcher Troy Yulson was sitting up about 5 inches. Frost hits the outside corner, strike 3. Mendoza sits down. We go to the bottom half of the first. Nothing.
West Region Game 2 were scoreless. Southern California and Northern California meeting here in this matchup in front of a big crowd at Al Houghton Stadium. Let's take a look at the Rocklin, California Tri-City Little Leaguers and their group. We've already seen the pitching from Weisenberg Frost. Throws some gas up there, and he's also a key hitter, batting in the third spot in the order. And they changed their lineup a little bit, moving Tyler Allen up into the cleanup spot. A last-second switch, and we'll see if that pays off.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if there was something going on. Maybe Tyler Allen was sick before the game. They didn't know if he'd play. But I love the fact that Northern California, they put Tyler Allen in the fourth spot. They moved everybody down a spot, but they kept the positions the same on the score sheet. So they have athletes all over the field that go from second base to first base to shortstop to center field.
Versatile.
And I mean, literally, it was the most bizarre thing. I didn't switch one position on my score sheet. I just changed 6 names.
Well, they're going to be facing this guy, Kainoa Baptista, big Angels fan, and he's a 3-sport star. Actually, 2-sport star, plays baseball and basketball, and his nickname is Island Prime.
I got nothing.
Well,
I'm thinking of, like Prime from the Transformers.
Yeah, sometimes you're out there on the island as a pitcher.
Oh, you are way out on an island as a pitcher, yes. You are standing there all by yourself.
Troy Yultson, the catcher, to lead things off here in the bottom of the first. Lays off of the first offering for ball 1. This is a Northern California team that won 3 straight to win the state title. Rocklin just northeast of Sacramento in the northern part of the state. Goes opposite field with it. Diving attempt, and it's caught by Rodriguez out there.
Well, this was a great play on both sides. Troy Olson stays inside the ball, drives it to left field on a line. Michael Rodriguez is playing a little bit shallow for the left-handed hitter. He's able to come in, reads it well. Great diving catch.
There he is out there in left field. Camarillo and Rodriguez Jr. provide a lot of the athleticism up the middle, but it's good to know the left fielder's got your back. And here's Erickson driving one down the left field line, and it's out of here. Nathan Erickson takes it out of the park. Our first home run in San Bernardino. 1-0 Northern California.
Nathan Erickson gets a breaking ball on the inside part of the plate. Hooked it a little bit. I was surprised it stayed fair the whole way. Gets a breaking ball hanging in the middle, and that's what you're supposed to do with a hanging breaking ball. Takes it 226 down the left field line. Northern California on the board first.
That was a laser. And our first home run in this ballpark this season. And here's Weisenberg Frost now with the lead. Now batting.
Those are 2 pretty good pitches. But Baptista is now standing 2-0 on the mound, looking in, going, wow, I thought I caught some corner on at least one of those.
Fastball went chasing. That was off the plate, 2-1.
It looked like a little 2-0 slider, assuming that Frost was going to be aggressive at the plate. Threw a slider that started out of the fastball zone and dove out of any chance of hitting it.
Big Oakland A's fan, Weisenberg Frost. Mac and cheese, that's a big food item for these kids. Really can't go wrong with that. 3-1 hits him. So Weisenberg Frost is aboard.
Well, this isn't the start that Batista envisioned. Obviously does not have the velocity that Frost does on the other side. He's probably 63, 64, has a little bit of assortment of breaking balls. I've seen a slider, seen what looks like a little bit of a curveball with some depth. And so he is out there and he is just get the timing of the hitters off.
Now Tyler Allen takes a home run cut. Strike one. Allen's best sports moment, 2016 when his team won a state championship and he struck out the last batter. Here he is batting in the cleanup spot. Fouls that one off, first base side.
Well, I mean, that's thoroughly impressive still to me that Northern California is able to take a kid off the bench, put him into the four-hole spot, and then just move everybody down and keep the same positions. It shows the athleticism on this team. And I want to see what Tyler Allen is coming off the bench and then going into the fourth hole.
Chased one there and a strikeout. Throw down to second. And there's a stolen base for Weisenberg Frost, 2 away.
Well, we see a little bit of what Batista is. Slider down out of the zone, diving away from the hitter. Tyler Allen in defense mode with 2 strikes is unable to get a piece of it to stay alive. Great base running by the pitcher, Aiden Weisenberg Frost, to advance on the ball in the dirt.
Now Adam Vanderkamp with a chance to drive in a run. Baptista deals. Swing and a miss. That one tailed away from the plate.
Yeah, that was his slider. Hitters tend to get very aggressive with runners in scoring position. They're looking for the first fastball to hit. And good pitchers try to take advantage of that by throwing something that looks like a fastball for a split second, then dives out of the zone. That's what Vanderkamp got with the first pitch slider. Now he comes back with a fastball down and away in a perfect location.
Ahead on the count 0-2. Just missed off the plate with that one.
And Joseph Anderson tried to pull that back about 6 inches. Nicknamed Jackie.
After Jackie Robinson, probably his favorite player of all time.
Okay.
Pretty good choice. 2-2.
That one was pretty close to take. But you know what? In the really good strike zones, the fastball up and away is generally not called. And that was up and away.
Hit up the middle, base hit. Holding up for a moment was Weisenberg Frost. He'll round third. The throw is offline. He scores to make it 2-0. And Vanderkamp down to second base safely.
I can't tell you, Trey, how many times over my life that I felt like an umpire missed a pitch and then the next pitch resulted in a base hit. And that's what happened. Now we see a fastball catching a lot of the middle of the plate. Vanderkamp hits it back up the middle, and Jose Mendoza just throws a line drive laser from center field over Anderson's head, allowing Vanderkamp to get to second base and back in scoring position.
Here's Gavin Correa now. So a solo home run from Erickson, an RBI single from Vanderkamp, and a great start for the Rocklin, California kids, the Tri-City Little Leaguers. One and one now. Another Buster Posey fan, big fan of the Giants up there in NoCal.
We've got a lot of Buster Posey fans out here in San Bernardino so far today. A lot of the Seattle team was Buster Posey. Made me question if Buster was from Seattle.
Now he's just a big guy up there in the Northwest. 2-1, swung on. Fly ball hit to right. And that ball is caught at the last second by Camarillo, who goes out there in front of Leyva near the line to make the play and end the inning. 2 across for Northern California, though. The big hit, the Erickson, home run to left.
Great play by Camarillo. Here's the home run, hanging breaking ball on the inside part of the plate. Hits it as well as you can hit it, 226 down the line. Northern California up 2-0.
Northern California in front of Southern California 2-0 as we move into the second inning at Houghton Stadium. Focused on fun, fitness, and fundamentals, the Little League journey starts with T-ball. Visit littleleague.org/T-ball for our free 10-week practice plan to keep the youngest Little Leaguers moving, having fun, and learning the games of baseball and softball. A good start offensively for Northern California. They get the long ball, they get the RBI single, and now a lead to work with for Aiden Weisenberg-Frost. Struck out the side in the first inning, and he'll get Joseph Anderson, the catcher, to lead off the second inning. Fastball is inside, ball one. Hardest thrower we've seen today on the mound.
We've seen one at 72, and he didn't fare very well. And now we're seeing a pretty solid 73, 74. That one he toned it down to 71 to paint the outside corner.
Goes upstairs to Anderson, 2 balls and a strike now. Two and two. Speaking of the Packers, that's the favorite football team of Joseph Anderson. And he likes the band Imagine Dragons.
Radioactive.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Well, he just swung at a slider down and away. You got to get your hand started when somebody's throwing this hard.
Strike 3 in the corner. Kevin Macho with the call, and that is 4 Ks in the first 5 batters he's faced.
Well placed. He's gotten pretty good command of the outside corner away from right-handed hitters. You can see the catcher setting up way outside, giving a little target over the corner. You don't generally see catchers setting that far up, because if I hit the catcher in the square up, it's 2 feet outside.
Now Connor Alonso. You like the glasses Frost is wearing out there? They're working for him.
Well, if that's what it takes for him to see where the strike zone is and I'm hitting, feel free to wear glasses. I remember Tom Hankey had glasses like that, and he threw extremely hard for the Blue Jays as a closer back in the 90s. I can't come up with another one. There was another famous closer that had big, thick glasses on the mound. And every once in a while, just air one out, throw it straight to the backstop, and scare everybody.
Check swing, strike called, 2 and 2. Looking for his 4th straight K. Aiden Weisenberg-Frost, the 2-2. Missed with that one.
Well, so far, somebody throwing this hard has shown me pretty good command. Every once in a while, he comes out of his body a little bit early and leaves it up. But for the most part, he's got a pretty good idea of sides of the plate.
Misses there. That's the second walk given up. He walked Camarillo in the first inning. 1 out and 1 on now.
And right now, Southern California, despite being down 2-0, has run up the pitch count up to 32 already. And you start getting into the Little League coaches' heads where I have a pitch count and I got a total dude like Frost. I want to keep pitching him in this tournament. How long do I go with him tonight? He's throwing so well lately, no hitter to get to this point. He's throwing well tonight. How long do I go with him? I want him again this tournament.
Facing the opposing pitcher, Baptista here. Swings and misses. A bespectacled great pitcher. How about Eric Gagne? The guys in the truck.
Eric Gagne.
Pass that along.
Very nice. Good call. I played with Eric in L.A. for 2 years.
And there's another strikeout. That's 5 in the game, enrolling the second inning for Weisenberg-Frost. Atticus Gates now with 2 down.
So far, really the only thing that Frost has done wrong is every once in a while he overthrows the ball and leaves things up. but it's coming so hard that the hitters have to get the bat started, so he's getting swings at balls that are up out of the zone and sliders down out of the zone.
They're not getting enough bat speed to combat him right now. There's a good swing, but late into the crowd, first base side.
Yeah, that ball was well struck, almost dead right. If I'm in the dugout right now for Southern California, I'm highly recommending that the hitters get on the back line in the batter's box. You are allowed to stand on the back line. So somebody throwing this hard, you need all the time you can get. And I'm watching a lot of the Southern California hitters, and they're still a foot in front of the batter's box. And then I would also have them all choking up.
3-1. Gates is a tough customer. How about this? He's hit by a pitch one time, he says, broke 2 bones in my arm, went up to bat one-handed with my arm dangling down, pushed through the pain, wanted to give my team a shot at the win.
Because he would have been called out Little League rules if he leaves the game. Yeah, I like that.
3-1, hard hit ball to the shortstop, and Erickson can't handle it. And Gates is on it, it gets past the center fielder. Alonso rounding third. Now he's caught in between third and home. The throw to the plate, not in time. Alonso scores. Gates ends up at third.
Well, that was just California. This infield dirt has been baked. So that ball hits right behind home plate. One hop, and there's the skid on the second hop. It skids, and then Rogowski out in center field got a little bit careless, coming up too quick, trying to see where everybody was at. And here's the biggest mistake of the inning was Erickson pump faking while he was trying to run instead of giving the ball up to the catcher and just stopping the play. He had 2 runners at third base for a split second, and if he would have came up and fired to somebody, got the ball in, probably would have stopped the bleeding and might have gotten a free out at third base.
So a hit and then an error, and Alonso comes around to score, and it's a 2-1 game. And now the talk here to Weisenberg Frost has to be, you were pretty much unhittable prior to that at bat.
No,
that still got his stuff going pretty well here.
No, that talk was not towards Frost at all.
Yeah.
That talk was towards the infield going, all right, hey, let's settle down. You know better than that. You know, give the ball up, get the ball in, stop the runners where they're at, and then we got to run down somewhere.
Anthony Leyva now, the right fielder. Tying run at second. The time is called.
So you can see that Northern California with 1 out, they got 2 outs, and we got the third baseman in protecting against the bunt. First baseman's playing a little bit shallow in case there's a pull bunt. They're looking at the size of Leyva, assuming that he's up there to lay down a bunt.
Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse is up there going, I'm hacking, boys. You keep coming on up.
In a hole now, 0-2. Frost has struck out 5. Trying to protect this lead here, top of the second.
Now let's see if Frost has the confidence. Leyva's going to have to get the bat started. He's seen 2 +70 fastballs, throw a breaking ball down out of the zone.
Late swing, fouls it off.
See if you can get a swing through, but you also have to trust your catcher, Utzen, enough to block this play. Make sure you got to drop third strike and play at first base.
Wild pitch, bounces right back off the backstop. A fortuitous bounce back to Yultsen, and staying put at third base is Gates.
Well, that ball was just a bit up, Trey. Especially with a 4-7 Leyva at the plate.
Got the carom that he wanted, though.
That ball might have been 4 feet over Leyva's head.
Oh, just missed off the corner, full count.
Yultsen held that one, framed it back up to the outside corner, but as we've said, Leyva is 4'7". You're going to have to get this ball down.
3-2 fastball. Ball 4. Good at bat for Mighty Mouse. Anthony Leyva's aboard.
Well, Frost is not struggling so much as just an unfortunate break. He being a max effort guy, you walk people and your pitch count runs up. You strike out a lot of guys, but he's at 47 pitches now. Really hasn't done much wrong. He walked Alonzo, the second hitter, got a ground ball that took a bad skid, and now he's out here fighting. He needs to regroup, pull it together. Little League Baseball has the rule you can go out and visit twice before you have to take out the runner on the pitcher on the third trip. So we could see another visit going, all right, hey, just relax.
1-0 to Ivan Rodriguez, the leadoff hitter, big cut, 1-1. Well, if you do catch up with one of his fastballs, it's going to go a ways.
Yeah, and I'm curious. Leyva's, I assume, being Mighty Mouse, has to be fast at first base. Do you try to take second base? Get two runners in scoring position for Big Cat.
1-2 now. Oh, you got to dial up the fastball here, don't you? That's your pitch.
I'm waiting for the Major League. Throw him the heater, Ricky. Forget the curve.
Here's a 1-2. There it is. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Rodriguez. Strikeout number 6 for Aiden Weisenberg Frost, and they're still in front. 2-1, Northern California leads Southern California. They get on the board, but still trailing. We head to the bottom of the second inning.
We'll go to the scorer's table together.
Always fun when these two get together. NorCal leading SoCal 2-1, bottom of the second. California has represented very well at the Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. And the winner of this game could be on track for an appearance. Look at California with 48. 2017, the last Little League World Series appearance. And they've really, I guess it's not surprising, so much talent in this state.
Well, they have the last 7, Trey. I mean, you got these two guys fighting it out. Two of the best teams in California are fighting it out tonight just to get into the winner's bracket. So the rest of these teams are seeing these guys. I mean, it's phenomenal talent in Southern and Northern California.
And we have a new pitcher, Matthew Bjornstad, getting the call in for Baptista. The left-hander. And he's going to face Tanner Dykstra, the number 6 hitter for Northern California. First pitch fastball is fouled off.
You think we're doing the Tampa Bay Rays thing where we start the reliever in the first inning and then we just kind of piece it together from there?
Well, it could be. Matty Ice is a guy that could give him a couple innings. In this game, down just 2-1. And that might be the big picture view from Southern California, especially when you're facing a guy in Weisenberg Frost, a dominant pitcher. Maybe try to piece together a staff in this game and find a way to get a win.
and save some arms for the next day. I don't know. I don't know what we got. Maybe it's, let's see if Island Prime's throwing well, Batista. And, he struggled in the first inning to find command of his breaking stuff.
Bjornstad catches the corner with that one, 1-2.
Well, he can thank catcher Joseph Anderson for that one, because Anderson brought that ball back about 4 inches, made it look like a strike. But I feel really comfortable with the guy on the mound that's nicknamed Matty Ice.
Well, he's also a water polo guy, and you got to be tough if you're going to play that sport along with baseball. You're treading water for a couple hours. You better be physically fit. Tanner Dykstra, T or Tex as he goes by. Big cut, strikes out. Good start for Bjornstad to open up the inning.
Bjornstad with a high fastball, hard to lay off of for Dykstra. See if Bjornstad finds his rhythm with his breaking ball. He struggled a little bit that last at bat, but here it is. Little pause in the leg kick, and then here comes the gas.
And really a nice change of pace. You go from the right-hander to the left-hander, keeping him off balance, though it is these guys seeing him for the first time. Jonathan Vavok now up there.
Well, you just wonder, are we going to see 4 or 5 guys from Southern California that can all throw? Because they have the talent and the arms on this team to do it. And then everybody comes back fresh the next game.
One to Vavok is fouled off. He's also a Giants fan, should come as no surprise. He had a home run in the NorCal State Championship.
So we got a little bit of pop in the 8-hole. Is that what you're telling me, Trey?
He's definitely got some pop as he fouls that one back. We've already seen one home run. Nathan Erickson taking it down the left field line and out of here in the first.
Right into the hedges. Got a good crowd tonight. They finally opened the funnel cake, so I'm going to probably disappear at about the end of the second for my
All right, don't be gone too long.
little snack.
2-2.
Joseph Anderson, the catcher, tried to sell that one by popping up quick and getting ready to fire down to third, knowing that was ball 2.
Bjornstad deals the 2-2. That's fouled off down the right field line.
You got to love a good catcher. He's smart. He's a salesman. He's trying to sell to the umpire. He's a negotiator. He's negotiating with the umpire. He's a psychologist when he needs to walk out to the mound.
He's your best friend.
He's your best friend.
He's a coach on the field.
He finds your dog when he runs away.
2-2 and a strikeout. And then he throws it down to third after catching that strike free, and that's back-to-back Ks for Bjornstad. How about coming in relief and doing the job?
Here it is, little fastball. You can see the pause. Looked like a little cut fastball, or maybe just a fastball that had a little run to it. But I love the multiple leg kicks that Bjornson is showing us right now.
Now Trajan Rojowski trying to bunt it, and he bunts foul. Coach's kid batting in the 9th spot in the order.
He's trying to find a way to turn this lineup over, trying to bring Addison Gates in a little bit from third base, see if he can open up a bigger hole in between short and third.
Taking here for a strike. Now he'll have to protect the plate 0-2. They were up at the corners, now they back off at first and third. Here's that hitch and the pitch. Strikes out Rogowski and strikes out the side. What a job from Tanner Bjornstad. Makes it a 1-2-3 inning. It remains a 2-1 Northern California lead. We're through 2 in San Bernardino.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are sitting in one of the stadium seats, you will notice a small plaque on any of them. For a donation of $50, you can have a plaque on any available seat of your choice. On the plaque, you can put the name of a player, manager, coach, umpire, or loved one. This is a special way to recognize someone and keep them involved in the Western region for years to come. For additional information, see the tournament committee members working in the lower grandstand behind home plate.
A 2-1 Northern California lead over Southern California in front of a full house here at Al Houghton Stadium. West Region play. Little League would like to extend its appreciation to its official sponsors like Baseball Factory and Gatorade, who help to maintain the strength and leadership of the Little League program. Little League would also like to thank its dedicated volunteers who make the program a special experience for millions of children. Great crowd. It's cooled off a little bit, down around 90 degrees. We topped over the century mark earlier today, and the kids enjoying the concessions and baseball here at the ballpark.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night here. Great turnout. Southern California has shown up well to support their own, and Northern California hasn't done too bad. There's the funnel cake. See, I'm going to get one of those.
Oh, man. See, now you got me interested.
Well, I can get you one. You're just going to have to eat it in between innings. I think I can make it that far.
This guy has no interest in the game right now. He'll go funnel cake first, and then he'll be back. No, he's staying with it. Jordan Bleish to lead things off, a pinch hitter for Southern California here, hitting for Camarillo against Aiden Weisenberg-Frost, who's already struck out 6.
How many outs has gotten in 2 innings? 6?
6 Ks. Yeah.
He has
6 Ks,
accounted
6
for
outs.
all the outs with strikeouts.
He's mixed in 3 walks in there and gave up a single to Gates last inning.
Well, his pitch count is running up quite a bit. Look at this, Sox.
Well, he wears him up high, so that would make sense for Jordan. Taking all the way here for a strike 2 and 1.
I mean, that's a Sandlot nickname, isn't it? Sox?
Yeah, I like the Sox up high. That's old school.
I did. That is old
right?
school. Yeah. And you know what? That pulls the strike zone up for the umpire.
Here's the bouncer. Backhanded by the shortstop. Long throw, and it's an errant throw. And Erickson hurrying that one, and that moves Bleish down to second base.
Well, Bleish just hits the ball to the left side, makes good contact. Ground ball is in the 56 hole, which is between third and short. Fastball away, does what you're supposed to do with it, and then head down and run. Erickson makes a great play just to get there, and the problem with that is you make that great play and you got to be so quick, well, you don't get a grip on the ball, and that's exactly what happened.
Now Michael Rodriguez can tie it up here with a single possibly as he takes strike 1.
I got to say, Trey, I got to believe that Southern California has the biggest outfield of anybody in San Bernardino.
Got everybody over 6 feet, right?
You got Rodriguez at 5'11", and you got Mendoza at 5'9", 5'10". I mean, that right there, athletic and imposing.
Weisenberg-Frost from the windup with the 0-2 offering. This is outside.
You know, he's had pretty good idea of that side of the plate, and he's gotten a couple guys frozen on an 0-2, thinking it's going to be a slider or it's going to be away, and he's dotted the outside corner.
That's hammered to left. Forget about it. Goodbye.
Well, there's the fastball, and there's Michael Rodriguez.
Three to two. Chula Vista, Parkview Little League in front.
Here it is. Come and get it. Fastball away. He just saw that exact same pitch on the 0-2 pitch before that. He got out there and hooked that really nice fastball away, 71 miles an hour, outside corner. And Michael Rodriguez got out there and hooked it to left center. I am thoroughly impressed.
Erickson with a home run to start things for Northern California. There's the home run answer from SoCal. Rodriguez giving his team the lead for the first time. And that will be it for Aiden Weisenberg Frost, who ends up striking out 6.
Well, we discussed it early. A power pitcher, he's had 3 walks, struck out 6 guys. So the pitch count is up at almost 60. If you want to see Aiden Weisenberg Frost again in this tournament, you're going to have to cut him off almost now. He probably had one more hitter, but now he's back at the top of the lineup. We're in the 4-hole with Jose Mendoza. Let's switch it up and bring in Tanner Dykstra.
Dykstra makes a move from first base to the mound. Frost is now playing first base for the Tri-City Little Leaguers. Such a hard-throwing right-hander, and Dykstra now, a guy that throws hard but not nearly as hard as Weisenberg Frost.
Well, this is going to be the one thing you see. These kids can hit. They play travel ball all year. They've seen fastballs, so you know what? It might have taken one time around to see 71, 72, but they've seen it before, and they're comfortable with it. And Michael Rodriguez showed you what he does to fastballs that he can catch up to.
Leish is now playing second base with Frost at first on that right side of the infield. Southern California, their bats do not come alive until this third inning. They actually got a single from Gates in the second. But you saw the pitch count rising up over 50 for Weisenberg Frost. So in that sense, they were winning the battle. They were making him work out there, even though he did get 6 strikeouts.
Well, they were having good at-bats, and they were able to lay off, for the most part, the high fastball, and that's where he ran into trouble. Max Effort, he was missing up out of the zone quite a bit, and he ran the pitch count up to almost 60 in 2 innings of work.
Here's Jose Mendoza now, with Southern California in front for the first time. Fastball is a strike called on the outside corner. He was called out on strikes to end the first inning. Hits it to right, and that's well hit, and that ball is out of here. Chula Vista goes back-to-back, Rodriguez and then Mendoza, and it's 4-2.
Well, Tanner Dykstra, good first pitch fastball away, and then throws a slider, and he got the slider down and away. It was a really nice pitch. But Mendoza's so strong and obviously such a good hitter, he stayed through it and just drove it on a line out to right field.
Southern California showing the power game here in the third inning. The 3 and 4 hitters step up, and here's Joseph Anderson.
We're going to have a pinch hitter.
Yeah, it's Aiden Skinner. Yeah, Skinner for Anderson. Probably a good time to use those pinch hitters here now in front by a couple runs.
Well, it's worked out well so far for Southern California. Bleish came in to pinch hit, gets an infield single, and then scores on Rodriguez home run. You got some guys that can play that are sitting on the bench. Just, you know, you got some better guys that might be out in the field right now.
One and one to Skinner.
So Little League rules, Southern California has 13 players. So they have 4 players on the bench, which means that each one of the substitutes comes in, they only have to get one at bat. If either one of these teams carried a 12-man roster, the 3 substitutes would each have to play 6 outs in the field consecutively and then get one at bat. So it's almost more advantageous to have 13 guys on your roster. It's a little bit easier to manage. Plus you get to carry maybe an extra arm.
That's ripped to center right at Rogowski. That's a hard hit ball. That's out number 1.
Aiden Skinner walks off the bench and drives a laser to center field. You're looking around going, you know, we jumped on him first. Did we wake him up? What happened here?
An error, 2-run homer, solo home run, and a fly out to center. And here's Connor Alonso. Left-handed hitter, and Cody Bellinger fan. Speaking of guys that swing it from the left side. He hits it hard up the middle, and that's into center field for a base hit.
Nathan Erickson is getting some hops right now. He's going to learn pretty soon. It's almost like playing on concrete. This ball hits right out front of home plate. One bounce, second bounce is going to be a skid, and so he's getting these hard hit balls that are skidding on him instead of bouncing up like they normally would, and he just hasn't been able to get out front and get the glove on it. And it's not his fault. It's just, you know, it's a learning lesson that this infield's so dry and hard, and they do a great job of watering it. I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is it's been sitting out here and it's been 100 degrees all day. You can't water it enough.
Right, it's going to be hotter tomorrow. We expect 110, 111 as this week rolls on. And here's Matthew Bjornstad with an opportunity to hit for the first time. Now the pitcher. Favorite food, tamales. Favorite movie, Star Wars.
Which one?
I would assume the original. I think you got to go original, don't you?
I want somebody just to give me the exact order of how these are all taking place sequentially, so then I can just watch them again and figure it all out.
It's too confusing right now, huh?
Yeah.
Tamales aren't confusing, though. You know what you're going to get right there.
Yeah. Green corn tamales.
Southern California trying to add to their lead. Already 3 across in this inning. Bjornstad patient up there. Looks at that one outside 2-0.
He just looks icy, doesn't he? I mean, look at him. He's just like, okay, come on, bring it.
Hard hitter to short. Erickson flips to second for one, on to first. Not in time. They get the force play to retire the lead runner, Alonso, 2 down.
Well, Bjornstad got a fastball middle down. Pretty routine ground ball to Nathan Erickson, but Nathan's seen so many hops right now, he's not sure what's coming. He went down on a knee to make sure that he secured the ball on the out. You know, nice smooth flip to second base, but it just wasn't the quickness that they needed to get the double play.
And we'll have another pinch hitter coming up here for Southern California in gate spot in the order, batting the 8th spot. Looks like it's going to be Makai Corpus gets the opportunity.
For Southern California, entering the game for gate, number 8, Makai Corpus. Entering the game for gate, number 8, Makai Corpus. Entering the game for gate, number 8, Makai Corpus. Entering the game for gate, number 8, Makai Corpus. Entering the game for gate, number 8, Makai Corpus. Entering the game for gate, number 8, Makai Corpus. Entering the game for gate, number 8, Makai Corpus. Entering the game for gate, number 8, Makai Corpus. Entering the game for gate, number 8, Makai Corpus. Entering the game for gate, number 8, Makai Corpus. Entering the game for gate, number 8, Makai Corpus. Entering the game for gate, number 8, Makai Corpus. Entering the game for gate, number 8, Makai Corpus. Entering the game for gate, number 8, Makai Corpus. Entering the game for gate, number 8, Makai Corpus. Entering the game for gate, number 8, Makai Corpus. Entering the game for gate, number 8, Makai And now batting number 6, Makai Kopa.
Big Mac, they call him.
Big Mac?
Big Mac. Batting with 2 down and a runner aboard.
Okay, I'll go with Mackay, Mac. I mean, you're bringing back bad memories for me because Big Mac is Mark McGuire, and we're seeing some power
I'm
guys
talking
here
about
from Southern California.
I'm
You're
talking
kind
about
of
the burger
flipping me
here.
out a little bit, Trey.
I'm talking about the burger here. Snap throw down to first, and back in there is Bjornstad safely. Well, I think we've seen a showcase of the potential power-wise already from Southern California. The middle part of this order, look out.
There's a nice off-speed pitch by Dykstra. Looked like a curveball. Probably one of the first ones of those we've seen from him so far. Might we see another one?
That's laced and gloved by the first baseman. Frost goes up high to get it to end the inning. Damage done, though, 3 runs, and Southern California has grabbed the lead. Back-to-back home runs, Rodriguez and then Mendoza.
A couple of power guys in the middle of the lineup. One fastball away, home run to left field. Here's a fastball away, hooks it to left field with a little bat flip, and then we get a slider out to right field on a line. And welcome to Southern California.
4-2 lead here.
Number
4-2 Southern California lead over Northern California, bottom of the third. Great crowd on hand here at Houghton Stadium. Game 2 of the West Region. A couple home run balls from Southern California putting them in front. Northern California got on the board first with a home run. 3 of them hit already in this game. Bottom of the third inning, and Matthew Bjornstad facing the top of the order, Troy Yultsen to lead things off. Lefty against lefty, bouncing ball hitting the hole at short. Rodriguez long throw, look at that arm, got him.
Troy Yultsen hits a nice ground ball in the hole. Ivan Rodriguez Jr., big cat, backhand.
Looking for training and info for coaches, umpires, league volunteers, and parents. Get free backyard tips, practice plans, drills, videos, and more. Visit littleleagueuniversity.org today. Now, we've seen Rodriguez with his power at the plate, Michael Rodriguez, and now Ivan Rodriguez Jr. with a powerful arm in the field. They've got a little bit of everything.
No, that was a great play. Backhand, set his feet, threw a dart over to first base. I'm not sure what we're discussing right now other than hoping that he missed it, but I thought it was a pretty easy call on the bang bang play side of things.
You can't play that much better. Here it is.
This is great. Yeah, like I said, he was way out in the bang bang side of life by what, about an inch? But down below, home plate umpire Kevin Macho was doing what all the umpires in San Bernardino have done, which is when there is a review, he calls a meeting at the mound.
Well, here's what you can do with video replay, and this is what we're looking at, the play at first base. The throw from Rodriguez to Alonso.
So that includes force out, tags, missed bases, hit batters, and then the always helpful additional plays, which covers pretty much everything else, except for transfer calls. And we had that earlier today, no transfer calls. But so Kevin Macho, the home plate umpire, calls all the umpires in to make sure that this is a reviewable play, which obviously it is. It's a force out. Here it is again, a little bit better view.
And this is going to stand as an out.
Very nice stretch by Connor Alonso, by the way. I didn't give him a tip of the cap.
Great play by Rodriguez, one of the better defensive plays we've seen so far here in the West Regional. And here is Nathan Erickson now. Big home run last time up.
Well, let's see if Southern California stays away, probably stays away from the breaking balls on that side half of the plate, or anything on that half of the plate. Matthew Bjornstad is just mixing up his timing on leg kicks, and it is surprisingly more difficult than you would expect.
Gets that one all the way in. 1-2 the count. Two and two.
Most of the Southern California fans want that, but if you got that good view of Joseph Anderson, the catcher, setting up a good 2 feet outside, you're going to hit the glove, but you're never going to get that call.
Went chasing on a low pitch and strikes out. 2 down.
Well, that one had a little bit of a cut to it, maybe a backdoor cutter. I don't think so, but fastball away, down out of the zone. Nathan Erickson in protection mode. You see it again. Got to protect that outside corner. He's seen enough of them today, and just goes after a bad pitch. 4th K for Matty Ice.
Now Weisenberg Frost with 2 out, nobody on. Kurt Cousins, the quarterback, favorite athlete. Also, Giannis Cespedes, fan of in the baseball world. And he drills it to left, goodbye. Way up and out of here, over the scoreboard. Something in the air tonight in San Bernardino. That is our 4th home run. It's 4-3.
I'm sitting here looking at the flags. The flags are dead, and that ball, I think, might have caught the edge of the scoreboard. That would be what we would call a hanging slider, and I'm not sure what he was doing. The Carl Yastrzemski hop down the first base line, because that ball was dead left field. Maybe he just wanted to watch it, Trey.
There's a little Carlton Fisk in there, too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was Carlton Fisk. Jeez. A little hop down the line trying to keep it fair, but that ball is dead left field.
We've seen some no-doubters. I mean, these home runs have been blasted. Allen now batting. Tyler Allen with 2 down.
Well, Frost is doing a little bit of everything. Started the game, struck out 6 in 2 innings. catches a nice line drive at first base, gets a hanging slider and takes it over the scoreboard.
And there's strike three. Allen set down. Couple Ks in the inning, 5 in the game for Bjornstad. Mixed in the middle, a home run from Weisenberg Frost, and it's now a 1-run game. Southern California, Northern California locked up in a good one, 4-3 as we go to the fourth.
For Northern California in the bottom of the third inning, 1-1 on 1 hit, no runners, that's not big. Hit count for Matthew Bjornstad, 27-7.
Four home runs hit already in this one. As we move to the fourth inning, Southern California up on Northern California 4-3. The Little League Grow the Game Grant Initiative has distributed over $2 million at the local level. Grant funding provides local Little Leagues resources for general improvement and to expand or establish softball, challenger division, and urban initiative programs. For more info, littleleague.org/grow the game. Well, a Weisenberg Frost solo home run has cut the deficit to 1 here. And Tanner Dykstra will try to keep it that way as he'll face the bottom part of the order. The number 9 hitter for Southern California. It's Mighty Mouse, Anthony Leyva, who walked his first time up. Now the guys that we thought would supply the power source have in this one. The 3 and 4 hitters for Southern California with home runs, and the number 3 hitter for Northern California with a dinger as well.
Well, don't forget Nathan Erickson.
Well, yeah, hitting the 2 spot.
Well, 2 and 3. Come on. That's almost the middle of the order.
The 2 guy, actually the 2 guys become more of a power game as the game's worn on. There's a bouncer hit to second. And Mighty Mouse just nipped at the bag as Blythe throws him out. 1 away.
I love the fact that these guys have been watching so much baseball on TV that Leyva runs through it. He knows he's safe, and he's looking in the dugout, tapping his head, going, review this, review this.
He's not leaving the bag. He's staying right there.
That is how much baseball these guys watch. I mean, that's the exact mannerisms of Major League Baseball. They run through the bag, tap the helmet. Hey, he missed it. I'm going to call this one going to get overturned, Trey. I'm going to go on a limb.
Looks like he's there.
I think he's there, and he knew it, too.
And we'll go to the video replay booth and get the confirmation here. Call on the field was a 4-3 putout.
That was just a routine ground ball to second base that he just beat out. You getting how fast he's getting down the line?
Well, and you like to see that from your number 9 guy. Usually it's a speed guy to turn that lineup over. Can really get a big inning started here if he's on board.
Well, I mean, if I'm in the other dugout, I got my infielders a couple steps in because it's going to be such a quick bang-bang play no matter where he hits it on the infield.
And they're going to overturn this one. Clearly beats the throw.
love the hustle coming down the line. Leyva, he knew it. He just got there, tapped his head. He missed that call. Coach, come get me.
So a walk and an infield single for Leyva. Leadoff man is aboard. Now we go to the top of the order. Ivan Rodriguez Jr.
I mean, Trey, when was the last time that you wrote down infield single to second base? You know what I'm saying? That's how fast that kid was. That was an infield single to second base. That's the shortest throw on the diamond.
Rodriguez has struck out a couple times. There's a throw down to first, and he's back in there. They're obviously aware of number 16 over at first base.
Well, Troy Olson's thrown down a couple times, and Frost has done a really good job of getting in front of the runner and saving a ball going down the right field line.
The Flash, his favorite TV show in terms of talking about fast guys here.
I like the Flash, the new one.
He can run.
Yeah.
That sprinter speed.
Tanner Dykstra working away from Big Cat Rodriguez. Throws a 2-1 slider in that count.
Good rip at that one, full count. I think he saw a pitch he liked right there.
He did like that one. And you know what, as a pitcher, when you nibble around and you got such a lineup, I'm looking down the lineup at Rodriguez in the 3-hole, Mendoza in the 4-hole, who both have done damage. This guy is a must out for me to get. I have to throw a strike.
Laces that one foul into the seats, down the right field line.
So that's why I was surprised at the 2-1 slider. You know, I mean, it's not a high percentage pitch. It's probably a 50-50 pitch. Your fastball's a higher percentage pitch. But knowing that you got these two dudes in the 3 and 4 spots.
And that's ripped into the gap in left center all the way up against the fence. Mighty Mouse makes the run around third. He'll come home. Here's the relay to the plate. Not in time. Leyva scores, and into third base safely is Ivan Rodriguez Jr. It's 5-3.
And Southern California answers back. I love the competitive nature. Frost goes deep, answers. Here's Big Cat Rodriguez, line drive into the left center gap. Adam Vanderkamp comes up with it, gets it in quickly. Nathan Erickson makes a good turn. It's just Mighty Mouse is flying around the bases. That was a perfect relay from Northern California.
Well, you can see what speed can do, and they have a mix of speed and power in this lineup, and that's a dangerous combination.
I'm not sure what we're reviewing, Trey.
The play at the plate, possibly.
Maybe this is like the NFL football where you review all scoring plays. No? You didn't like that one?
Leyva getting his way on board with an infield single, racing around the bag at third. I thought for a moment it wouldn't even be close. He still clearly got to the plate first, but it is close enough that they're taking a look at it.
Well, like I said, Northern California, that was pretty much a textbook perfect cutoff and relay. And they still couldn't get Mighty Mouse running from first base.
Well, this sets up this inning perfectly now for Southern California. The big hitter's coming up. Nobody out. They've scored in every inning but the first.
I don't know. I'm not sure what they're looking at because it looked like it was a pretty easy call at home plate. But we're still looking. Let's see it again. Well, no. Foot's up. Ooh.
So they're saying the foot came up off of the dirt. Made that play a lot closer than it appeared initially. And they're taking a longer look at this.
I don't know if they're going to have enough to overturn it. Here might be a better view for us. You see his right foot is bounces up off the dirt.
It is gonna stand safe at the plate is Leyva. So 5-3 now, and a runner at third with nobody out.
So I assume the verbiage is the same as the NFL. The call stands, which means there wasn't enough to say that it was confirmed. And because it looked like his right foot was up a little bit, but it's just, too close to call it one way or the other, and you don't have enough to overturn it.
The call on the field stands. Here's Alan Camarillo now. And they've got a chance for a big inning with those big hitters coming up that you talked about. Camarillo reached on an error and scored on the home run. Last time up in the third inning.
Well, this is tough. Northern California has the infield in, nobody out. When you bring the infield in, you take away all sorts of angles that the infielders have for a chance of getting to a ground ball, and you basically, if it's not hit right at them, it's going to be a base hit, and then we got the 3 and 4 guys coming up. This could be a mess.
2-1. Northern California out of challenges now, by the way, after missing on that last one. Two-one. Big rip. Swinging for the fences. 2-2.
And Camarillo got the pitch that he wanted, just came out of that swing a little bit, trying to go deep. He wanted to join the party.
Full count. You don't want to lose him here with Rodriguez on deck. Their power guy, and then Mendoza. Strikes him out. Chased a high one, and that's out number 1.
Well, nice job by Tanner Dykstra. Challenging when it came time to challenge. 3-1, 3-2. Here's a couple of fastballs. Come and get me. I got to get you out.
Well, here's Rodriguez, that 2-run shot in the third against Weisenberg, Frost, and here he is against Dykstra for the first time. And that's hit to left. That is gone. He does it again.
Trey, I was just about to say, of all the power hitters in my life that I've had to face, 99% of them you have to throw them in at the hands. Here he tries to get the ball in, and it actually was middle inner third. Wasn't a bad pitch, especially after last inning, Rodriguez hit a fastball away off Frost at 71. This one's 63 on the inside part of the plate, and he spins on it. I got nothing now. I don't know how to get him out.
6-3. He struck out his first time up and has delivered 2 two-run homers in the third and in the fourth.
You can see the frustration in Frost. He came out coming off a high with a no-hitter. Struck out 6 in the first 2 innings. Gave up the 2-run home run to Rodriguez in the third. Didn't get anybody out and was lifted for Tanner Dykstra. And Dykstra just ran into Rodriguez, and now it's 6-3.
7-3 now, as the 2-run shot puts 3 across in this inning, as they try to get that rectified on the scoreboard out there. And now Nathan Erickson getting the call. He'll come in, third pitcher of the day, in for Dykstra.
Michael Rodriguez has chased 2 pitchers already this game, and we're only in the 4th. You realize that?
That's amazing.
He has single-handedly knocked out 2 pitchers so far this game.
Well, now you got Mendoza. And the good news is you're facing him with bases empty. The bad news is he hit a home run opposite field his last time up. And right now it's like Ruth and Garrick, these two, the way they're swinging the bats.
Yeah. I don't know, are you going to give me some analogy from the 83 Brewers team with Gorman Thomas? And
No, No, I'm going Ruth and Gary. I mean, this is big. This is big time at this level. The way they're swinging it, how do you get somebody out that's in a zone like that?
I bring Frost back when he's throwing 75.
Okay. Well, that would be the answer.
That's it. That's all I got. Because right now we've gone fastball away, fastball in. Mendoza got a hanging slider that he took over the scoreboard.
7-3. The home run ball's been the story in this one.
I am definitely trying to keep this ball down and away, down and away right now. And every once in a while, just move you got to, the really good hitters, you got to move the ball around.
That's gone. It's out of here. Back-to-back solo home runs for Mendoza. It's 8-3.
He could be having a whale of a game if it wasn't for Michael Rodriguez. You know that? He comes up every time and there's nobody on base. So you got Michael Rodriguez, 2 home runs dead left field. Jose Mendoza, 2 home runs dead right field, both right-handed hitters. This fastball was middle of the plate, and he just stayed inside of it, and he knew it right when he hit it. On top of the tent, right next to my funnel cake tent.
Wow. 8 runs on 9 hits. 4 home runs, 2 from Rodriguez, 2 from Mendoza.
I don't know what to do. I mean, you intentionally walk them, and you're talking to the guy who intentionally walked Barry Bonds with the bases loaded 20 years ago. That's my only option.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I don't want to sit here and ask a kid to hit somebody and just go, here, you know what, save 4 pitches and hit him in the middle of the back, but you put him on base.
Here's Aiden Skinner now. Let's credit Leyva for getting this started, though. He gets on board. Rodriguez, you go single, double, the strikeout, and then back-to-back home runs.
This is just one of those moments, and I've been in these moments when you're pitching, you just don't know what to throw. It feels like nothing's working. Weisenberg Frost comes off a no-hitter to get here, and he gets knocked out, and you're standing out on the mound going, I have no earthly idea what to throw. Nothing's working. They're hitting everything. And Coach Rogowski is probably doing the same thing. I got to bring somebody in to get somebody out.
Skinner fouls it back. The book on this Chula Vista Parkview Little League team was pitching, defense, and timely hitting.
Yeah.
Nothing about the power game. I guess you could say it's timely that they've gone back-to-back with the home runs a couple times.
I think they're just giving you the standard go-to book line. You know what? Good defense, good pitching. Every once in a while we get some hits. The humble approach to writing out your notebook.
Well, they're a superstitious bunch too, but I don't think they need that with the way they're swinging the bats right now. And there's ball 4. Skinner's aboard with 1 down. In fact, they have a green monster named Gerald in the dugout that they touch, and also a play like a champion towel. So they got a couple things working for them.
All right, well, it's working. So whatever it is, what's the green monster?
His name's Gerald. He's a green monster.
I mean, like the Wallen Fenway green monster?
No, I think it just has to do with the color of the uniform. Green monster named Gerald.
Like a iguana? I mean, what kind of...
We'll have to take a look in the dugout. Maybe we can get a shot at Gerald, but here's Connor Alonso now.
Connor's just playing the game, just sitting up there going, you know what, I'm taking a pitch, so I might as well show you bunt, bring in your third baseman, Vavac. And he's trying to step out and throw off the timing, but has not been given the call from home plate umpire Kevin Matzo. You might see him try it again. If this takes too long, he's going to try to call timeout.
staying on this train, what do you do for good luck before the game? If you're Connor Alonso, I touch our team mascot, the Green Monster. So it's working. Here's a 2-1. 3-1 now.
Really nice backhand pick by the catcher, Troy Yultsen. Let's see if Nathan Erickson can settle in here a little bit, get the second out.
Ball 4. Alonso's aboard. Skinner moves down to second base.
Well, looks like we're going to see Batista back in the game.
Baptista relieved by Bjornstad, also as a hitter, and now he's back in that spot, the 7th spot in the order.
So in Little League Baseball, when you bring in a substitute, they are pretty much they are attached for the rest of the game. So Batista and Bjornstad are attached right now, so you can intermix for the most part as much as you want. And so we're seeing Batista come up, and I would be shocked if we don't see Bjornstad going back out for the top of the 5th. Bottom of the 4th.
Trying to add to this 5-run lead here. 1 out, 2 on. Erickson's pitch is on the corner for a strike.
Good first pitch slider. Nathan Erickson has a little bit of funk to him. He's got a high leg kick. It's a little twitchy, and then he gets settled in and gets into a good mechanical position as he's going forward. It's just he's kind of utilizing a little bit of trickery or something that we've seen out of Bjornstad with his paused leg kick. Now we're seeing it a little bit out of Nathan Erickson with this herky-jerky leg kick, but then he settles in right there, and he's in a really good position to throw the pitch.
A lot going on right there, but it's the finished product, what you're looking for.
Well, 68 miles an hour, which is as good as we've seen today other than Frost.
1-2 to Baptista. Big cut, and he strikes him out. 2 down. Now the 9th hitter now coming to the plate. And it's Atticus Gates, who singled his first time up. That one bounced up there. Runner's going to move up to second and third. Skinner and Alonso move up a base.
Oh, that slider got away from Erickson. He's had a little bit of trouble tonight duplicating that slider. He's been much more effective with the fastball.
Two-0.
Well, we've talked about it a little bit tonight, Trey. It's time to dance. Leiva's coming up. He has been a thorn in your side getting on base.
They don't want to see him again. There's a strike on the corner.
They don't want to see him again, and they don't want to roll this lineup over right now. They want to get off the field, get there at bat, see if they can put some runs back up and answer the bell.
Bounces away from the catcher. Here comes the runner, Skinner. He scores. It's 9-3, and Alonso moves over to third base.
Well, that's just a hard pitch for the catcher, Troy Yultsen, to block a fastball in the dirt. You're not expecting it. You're able to move and bounce, but you're not expecting a fastball to bounce at 59 feet. And it's a really hard thing to keep in front, to get your body in front, to block.
Hitters count here 3-1. Ball 4, Gates is aboard, and we are going to see Leiva. Mighty Mouse is going to come to the plate for the second time in this inning. Got it all started with an infield single, and now a meeting on the mound.
You got a couple meetings going on right now. You got the base runners coming over to discuss what they're going to do. We've got runners on first and third. You got a 6-run lead. You got a contact hitter up, so you might want to do some sort of first to third trickery, try to steal a run. And then the other one is we have a new pitcher on the mound, Ben Tipper.
So Tipper comes in for Erickson. He's the 4th pitcher for Northern California. So they have sent 9 to the plate. They've hit around now in this inning. And the southpaw will get the call. We talked about the importance of this game. It is game 1 for these two teams, but California has represented so well in terms of titles, Little League World Series titles, 7 of them. And the Huntington Beach group last got it done in 2011.
Well, California again. I mean, you got 2 stud teams coming at each other. Somebody's getting knocked into the loser's bracket tonight. It's almost unfair, but, you know, how many states have 2 teams representing walking into, you know, their own division? It's not, it is what it is.
Ben the Ripper, the southpaw, getting the call here.
That's my new favorite nickname right there. I love that. Ben the Ripper. Well, we got a little lefty on lefty action.
Ben the Ripper Tipper. And let's see how he deals with Anthony Leyva, who, if he makes contact, is a very tough out. They do have that forced play available at second base with runners on the corners.
You see the catcher, Troy Yultson, putting in their first and third play. There's a couple options for the defense, and right now they cannot allow one more run to score, so you might see a throw back to the pitcher, you might see a direct throw to third base, or you might see a throw to the shortstop cutting in front of second base. They will not take a chance on getting the throw out at second base and letting this run score and make it 10-3.
Time is called as batter steps out.
Well, the catcher's having some sign issues coming from the dugout. They got to work out what it is. See the 2 fingers, 1 finger put down.
Strike catches the corner.
If I'm Northern California, I got my shortstop in. I'm going to bring my left fielder in. I'm going to bring my center fielder to shade to the left and bring him in. I'm going to try to take anything away from this guy, putting it on the ground as I can.
Lays off of that one, 1-1.
I might put in the Little League shift, move everybody over the left side. You got lefty on lefty and Jose Altuve.
Fits right into this guy's game, his favorite player. Here's the 1-1. Big cut there, 1-2. 5 across already in this inning. Southern California has out-hit Northern California 9-3. They lead at 9-3. Stays away from that one. Tough pitch to lay off of, 2-2.
Yeah, that was pretty close. That was a good take, or else he just couldn't get out there to hit it. I don't know what it was, but that one was a little too close for comfort.
They're chanting Mighty Mouse on the Southern California side. Here's the 2-2. Full count.
Well, now the runner at first base, Atticus Gates, will be running as soon as this ball is across home plate with a 3-2, 2-out count, taking away a force out at second base.
And it's ball 4. Leyva's aboard again for the 3rd time, a walk, a single, and a walk, and the bases are loaded with 2 down. Now you get the top of the order.
Yeah, now I got the top of the order. Ivan Rodriguez is coming off a double last inning. Actually, this inning.
He ripped it to left center. He ended up scoring a run, trying to add to this 9-3 advantage here in the fourth. Big cut. Big Cat went after it.
He went after it. Fastball, good location by Ben Tipper. Fastball down and away. See if he duplicates that, or we might see a slider right here down bottom of the zone.
Took something off of it, right back to the pitcher. Knocked down by Tipper, and he throws him out. Good play from the left-hander to end the inning. 5 runs across, though, in the top half of the fourth for Southern California, and a 6-run cushion for the kids from Chula Vista.
And here it is, fastball middle in, another bat flip. I like his first bat flip a lot better. And then back-to-back home runs by Jose Mendoza, 9-3 Southern California.
A 9-3 lead for Southern California in front of Northern California. 4 home runs, 2 by Rodriguez, 2 by Mendoza have been the big story here. 3 runs in the third and 5 more runs in the fourth inning, and a comfortable lead now. And you got Matthew Bjornstad with that cushion to work with. And he's done a nice job along with Baptista in his 1 inning of work, kind of keeping this NoCal team at bay, though they did give up that home run to Erickson in the first inning.
Well, Bjornstad came in the second. He struck out 5 in 2 innings of work. He has a little bit of a hitch in his leg kick. You know, he's got different timings. He varies that. He throws a nice breaking ball, and he locates very well, and he's nicknamed Matty Ice. He just looks like he's out there just not caring. Here's a fastball away. What do you want to do with it?
Adam Vanderkamp delivered a run-scoring single in that first inning, his first time up. Some work to do for the Rocklin kids, Tri-City Little Leaguers. They've run into a buzzsaw here.
Well, if I'm in the dugout right now, Trey, I am going, hey, you got 9 outs. Let's find a way, bag, steal, borrow, find a way to get on base. Whatever it is, get hit, walk, swing it, whatever you got to do. So you see a 3-0 take on a pretty good pitch to hit. And now I'm sure he'll be swinging, but he's going to be very disciplined when he does.
Rips at that one, foul. Full
Heads
count.
up.
Yeah, it's been active over there first base side. You got to keep your head on a swivel.
Now look at him. He's fired up right there. He's got the ball. His brother wants to, and his brother takes it.
Got to give that back.
Give it back.
There you go. And there's a strikeout. Vanderkamp set down by Bjornstad, and he now has 6 Ks in the game.
Little pause leg kick right there, and then he comes with his best fastball up and in. Looks like it has a little bit of a run or a cut into right-handed hitters, and just perfect location.
And here's Brady Kaysen getting an at-bat here in the 5th spot in the order. Pinch hitting role.
Well, the Northern California team has 14 players on their roster, so they have to find a way to get 5 kids at bats in the next 2 2/3. So we're going to see a lot of pinch hitters right now as we run down through the bottom of the lineup, I would assume.
Big cut from Kaysen. He is a superstitious kid. Says, I have to find my lucky spot in every dugout, and my wood bat has to be on the right side of my bag. My glove has to be upside down with my hat on top of it. Two and one.
I'm still stuck on my lucky spot in the dugout. I mean, how do you know where your lucky spot is?
You find it early. You get there early.
I know, but what if you don't find it?
I think you find it.
Are you sliding all over the bench?
I think you can find it. Here's a 2-1. He's going to lay the bunt down. It's a good one. Bjornstad off the hill to get it, and the throw, but nobody there. And Kaysen is safe at the bag.
A 2-1 bunt. Perfectly laid down, and we had a breakdown in communication between the pitcher and the first baseman. You can see the first baseman attacks it. Well, it's his job to stay home. Camarillo from second base has 0 chance of covering that base, especially on an unexpected drag bunt. You'd like to see Connor Alonso stay home on that one because it's basically right back to the pitcher.
And now we have another pinch hitter. Troy Estes will get the call. Estes was originally in the starting lineup, and then they shuffled things around and mixed it all up, and now he's finally getting an opportunity out there.
Yeah, he was originally the starter in center field, and we got some late lineup changes, and they slid Tyler Allen into the 4 spot and just moved everybody down and kept the same positions on the scorecard. And Troy Estes was the one that got shoved out of the lineup.
Down 6. 6 innings regulation, Little League Baseball. Some work to do here. Best way is to chip away at it, hoping to get a couple runs in this inning maybe. It's fouled off.
Everybody's looking around. That look, I can't tell, but Troy Estes was looking at the home plate umpire like he might have got a piece of the catcher's glove. That ball just came out really funny.
Catcher's interference possibly? Is that what they're looking at here?
Possibly, but if anybody would know, it would be Kevin Macho. It's a distinctive click that you never hear. And I assume Kevin Macho's a veteran back behind the plate. He wouldn't miss a call like that. But it was just a very unusual foul tip.
We're going to play on here. 1-1 the count. Showing bunt, takes the pitch for a strike.
Okay, here's the swing right here. Oh, it was just a swing through and the ball ejected out of the catcher's glove, I guess. But
2-2.
Looks like our substitutes have found a little bit of a loophole in the Southern California defense because Estes just faked a bunt and Connor Alonso over at first base came in again, which was a breakdown last time and allowing the base runner to score on the infield single on the bunt.
Looking for a chink in the armor maybe?
Well, I mean, if he's going to keep attacking the bunts. Camarillo's got no chance of getting to first base from where he's at on the infield. It's just not physically possible.
2-2, and good job by Estes fighting off a couple pitches. Favorite website, ESPN. Good choice.
Oh, he just said that so you would say that.
I think he's a fan. Come on, the worldwide leader. Another pitch fouled off.
He's having a really nice at bat. You can see why he was in the lineup to start the game. Very disciplined hitter, fighting off a bunch of pitches. Lefty-lefty matchup as well.
Eighth pitch of this AB. Here it is. Full count.
You know, it's funny. I just was watching Bjornstad out on the mound, and he brought his leg kick up, and he lost his balance a little bit. And so he kind of ended up leaning a little bit back, and I was like, he's got no chance of throwing a strike because every time that back gets out of whack, it's a high pitch.
And he misses high with that one and walks Estes. Couple runners on. See the pitch count there at 46.
Matthew Bjornstad is just looking in the dugout going, please stay in the dugout, please stay in the dugout, don't take me out.
He has struck out 6. That's the first walk he's given up. And Dylan O'Neill is going to be the pinch hitter for Northern California.
That was a great at bat by Troy Estes. Thoroughly impressive. Stayed in there, fought off some really good pitches, drew the walk.
And the double nickel is going to stay out there.
Well, every once in a while, a coach will walk out and ask you how you are before he takes you out, and it gives you a little bit of a window to fight your way to stay in the game. Now,
Matty Ice did that, is what you're saying.
I think he did. I think he was looking in the dugout going, do not come out here and take me out, please. I feel great. Estes got lucky. You know, that's probably what he's running through a little bit. It's a bunt, and he got lucky, and I walked him.
All right, 2 aboard, 1 out, and O'Neill at the plate. Taking all the way upstairs for ball 1. And they're very patient here, this bottom part of the order, trying to get things done. Manufacture some runs, get some base runners. Strike called there.
Well, O'Neill's taking all the way. Let's see if we show a bunt. Third baseman Atticus Gates is back. If he lays down a bunt down to the left side, they're going to have a difficult play.
Fouls it off 1-2.
A difficult play to get him at first base. And there's not going to be any play at third base. But now we got 2 strikes, and it's highly unlikely that we're going to see a bunt.
Time call. First base umpire Jeff Thompson with a few words.
Well, I think Matthew Bjornstad's going to his mouth on the rubber. You can go to your mouth on the mound. You have to be given. Oh, this is kind of funny. Okay, this rule was put in place because people back in the early 1900s threw a spitball. So for a while when I played in the big leagues, you weren't allowed to go to your mouth on the dirt of the mound. And now it's on the rubber. So first base umpire, forgive me, Jeff Thompson, saw him go to his mouth, gave him a warning because normally it's a balk. And then home plate umpire Kevin Macho asked for the ball, like he's throwing a spitball or something.
2-2 the count to O'Neill. Chopper pulled foul. I mean, you went back to early 1900. You talking like Christy Mathewson and Walter Johnson stuff way back then? I mean, that's a long time ago.
Hoyt Wilhelm back in the 50s was famous for a spitball.
Giants,
these guys, you know, and my college coach taught me one. And it was the nastiest thing I've ever thrown in my life. But I had no concept of where it was going because you're, in essence, loading up your 2 fingers with saliva.
And here come the umpires, a conference on the grass here.
I have no idea what we're talking about. And they have no idea what they're talking about. You can see Matty Ice going, I don't know what we're doing.
2 on, 1 out. And Northern California actually has something cooking here in the 4th inning, trying to push some runs across and cut into this deficit. There's a question about the count, we understand. And I guess they have it squared away now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. They were distracted by the hands to the mouth from Bjornstad. Now they've got the count right at 3-2.
In any other league of baseball, if you go to your mouth with your hand on the rubber, it's a balk. And if there's nobody on base and nobody to advance bases like there's runners now.
Bases loaded, back-to-back walks after that bunt single. And things getting a little bit more interesting now. Northern California trying to cut into this deficit. And you can see that Bjornstad a little bit frustrated out there.
Well, all the timeouts and then Jeff Thompson calling him out for going to his mouth. Everything kind of gets thrown off when you're a pitcher, and it doesn't take much to just fall out of rhythm. We might be seeing just a mound visit to, hey, relax, everything's fine. Or we might be seeing a move. Little League Baseball allows the managers 3 trips to the mound, and we're going to see a new pitcher.
Ben Tipper, the scheduled hitter for Northern California, and it will be a pitching change. That'll be it for Bjornstad, who throws 53 pitches, really performed well out there with 6 strikeouts.
He really threw well. He did a nice job, and you know what? He settled things in. They started out with Batista. He gave up 2 in the first, and Bjornstad came out and has given him 2 1/3 of solid pitching.
And they're going to go to Michael Rodriguez here, and Bjornstad will head out to Rodriguez's position out in left field. We'll take a break. Pitching change, bottom of the 4th. Southern California with a 6-run lead on Northern California.
Your attention please for Southern California. Now pitching number 11, Michael Rodriguez. Final pitch count for Matthew Bjornstad, 53-3.
Catch all the excitement of the Little League World Series, including how to visit Williamsport, scores, stats, highlights, and more. Visit littleleague.org or follow along on social media with the hashtag LLWS. Michael Rodriguez, a new pitcher in there for Bjornstad, facing a pinch hitter, Ben Tipper, with batting with the bases loaded and 1 out in this 6-run game. We've seen what he can do with the bat. Can he do it on the mound now? Rodriguez comes in from left field. That's where Bjornstad is playing now.
Well, he's shown a fastball and a breaking ball. Matthew Bjornstad is not happy out in left field. Felt like he could have done a little bit better and left his teammate Matthew Rodriguez with the bases loaded.
Tipper.
5-10 extra. And we are in game for O'Neill, number 35, Jonathan Avon.
Chula Vista in front of Rocklin, California. 9-5, top of the 5th inning. 14 runs on the board already. You want to play Little League in your local community? Visit playlittleleague.org. Enter your address and find a Little League program near you. Plenty of offense. We have seen 6 home runs. 4 hit by Southern California, a couple by Northern California. If you like offense, this is your kind of game.
It's been explosive. The middle of the lineup. I know you don't count the 2-hole Erickson with being the middle of the lineup, but
he's kind of a setup guy.
He's got one. Frost has one, and then the big boys in the 3 and 4 spots for Southern California each have 2, and you will see them soon.
And leading off the top of the 5th inning, number 9, Jordan White.
Jordan Bleish coming back up.
He's going to hit for Camarillo.
Got a single in the 3rd inning.
Lefty against lefty matchup here. Taking all the way, strike 1.
Well, we've talked about it, and this is the big out for Ben Tipper. You don't want somebody on base and nowhere to put Michael Rodriguez or Jose Mendoza. And he is in attack mode right now. He's got to get Jordan Bleish out.
Catches the corner with that last one.
I like Jack Black. He's one of my favorite actors.
Oh, he's a good one. 1-2 now. Bleish, a Bryce Harper fan, and he's also a big fan of the website ESPN. Can't go wrong there. Hits it back up the middle. Base hit center field for Bleish.
You got guys like Jordan Bleish coming off the bench, 2 for 2. Nice piece of hitting. He gets a fastball down in the zone and setting the table for the big boys.
All right, how do you deal with a guy that has back-to-back 2-run home runs? Here he is, Michael Rodriguez.
I walk him. I set up the double play. I walk him. Honestly, if I'm out here pitching right now, you know, you try to go with fastballs in at the hands, and the bigger, the better that they are as hitters, the smaller your window to get them out in is. But you've seen him extend his arms on a fastball away from Frost, and then he's got a fastball middle in for his other home run. He's probably got one little slight zone, and it's right in at the belt, inside corner or shade off. I am not going with anything away.
Went upstairs for ball 1. Camarillo now pinch running for Bleish at first base. There he is. Trying to add to their 9-5 lead. 10 hits already for Southern California. Strike on the corner.
Well, that would work. Backdoor breaking balls. As long as you protect it a little bit, and I say protect it by throwing fastballs in or fastballs up and away that he'll see something that he won't recognize, and then you come back with another backdoor breaking ball.
Fastball popped up. And that one is not played. It's up against the screen, and I don't know if the catcher there knew where the ball was.
Well, they got him out with a good pitch. He popped it up, and Troy Yulson just never saw the ball off the bat. You know, you'd like somebody screaming at him where it's at, but by the time that it's up in the air, or he's still got his mask on, he's not going to find it and get to it anyway.
Rodriguez gets another chance here. Count 1-2. Strikes him out. Went off the plate with another pitch, and he fools Rodriguez in that at-bat. 1 down.
Well, there was that backdoor breaking ball, something, and it was way, you know what, that's probably 4 or 5 inches outside the strike zone. You know, you talked about how to get him out. You don't throw a strike, you know, and you hope that he is impatient and he goes chasing something. And right now I'm trying to do the same thing. I have to throw something in on Mendoza. I have to. He's already gone out twice to right field.
And he drives that one foul, first base side. He'll go with the pitch, as you just mentioned. Tremendous power in the cleanup spot.
This is a guy that I have to throw a fastball in. I can't let him get his arms extended. He's already shown me he can go out on multiple pitches to right field.
Big cut, swing and a miss, rolls to the backstop. Camarillo makes the turn at second, and he'll hang on right there. Its 10th run would be a big run for Southern California here in the 5th inning.
Well, I love what Ben Tipper's doing. That was a really nice slider down. Home plate umpire Kevin Macho is doing what we call a timeout, giving the catcher Troy Yultsen a chance to get his fingertip feeling back. He looked like he got clipped a little bit, and it's just a baseball etiquette. The umpire gets hit, the catcher walks out, takes a timeout. The catcher gets hit, the home plate umpire walks out, and just a timeout to let either one of those guys who take such a beating during the game get the feeling back in their fingers or wherever they got hit.
Catcher frames off of the plate here, the 0-2, and he hit the spot outside, 1-2.
I wouldn't be surprised now if they come back that backdoor breaking ball that they got Michael Rodriguez out. Started out of that same spot. This is setting up that pitch with throwing a fastball about a foot outside. Let's see if he throws a slider from the same zone.
Chases one off the plate, and he strikes out Mendoza. How about the effort from Tipper? Strikes out the two big bats here, 2 down.
So you're wondering, if you're sitting there, you're wondering why the catcher is set up 2 feet off the plate on the 0-2 pitch. Ben Tipper hits the glove. Obviously, Kevin Macho, the home plate umpire, is not going to give him something that's 2 feet outside. But what it did was set up the next slider away. Tipper starts it out of that same spot. It breaks back, almost catches the side of the plate. And Mendoza has to go after it.
Now Joseph Anderson. And again, he goes outside, going to stick with that philosophy. Anderson not as dangerous a hitter as the last 2 guys he's faced. Fastball's upstairs, 2-0.
Well, you still have an open base. You're getting down towards the bottom of the lineup. Connor Alonso's had a pretty nice game. He's 1 for 1 with 2 walks. He's on deck right now. So at some point you're going to have to attack somebody. And there it was, 2-0 fastball, middle of the plate. I really love the way Ben Tipper has come into this game. Settled things down a little bit, has great poise on the mound. You can see he turns into the hole right here, sets, looks down, gathers himself, and then comes up, fires towards home plate.
2-2 now. But this is just what the doctor ordered for Northern California if they can get out of this unscathed after scoring a couple runs in the last inning. 2-2 offering. Inside, full count.
That was a nice breaking ball. Nice job by Joseph Anderson to lay off of that. That's very tempting for right-handed hitters. You see the slider coming down and in. It goes right through a go zone for the right-handed hitters. They want to take that deep, and it's just the ball's not there. It disappears behind them.
Strike 3 called. He catches the inside corner. 3 consecutive strikeouts after the single. What a job from Tipper, the left-hander.
3 strikeouts in the last inning, runs through the gauntlet. Fastball inside corner after a bunch of sliders. SoCal up 9-5.
14 runs, 14 hits so far. Bottom of the fifth. This is game 2 in the West region, day 1. Wrapping up here in San Bernardino. Southern California in front of Northern California, 9-5. 2 big innings, a 3-run third and a 5-run fourth. And now Michael Rodriguez out there trying to keep the no-cal bats quiet. He'll face Tyler Allen, the cleanup hitter, leading things off. Strike one.
Rodriguez has walked in from left field, and he's thrown some really nice breaking balls. He struggled a little bit with the first 2 hitters on his command and seems to have settled in nicely.
Little looper out behind short and past the glove of Rodriguez. And Tyler Allen's on.
Well, you'll take it any way you can get it. Shallow swing, flip over shortstop. You would have loved to see Rodriguez drop step a little bit like an outfielder and go on a little pass pattern over his shoulder. He backpedaled a couple steps and just was unable to get to the ball.
Now Adam Vanderkamp, he already has an RBI single in this one. Up there to swing away, and he fouls it off.
So is Michael Rodriguez your closer coming into this game? You bringing him in for an extended period here, Trey? Or do we have somebody better?
Well, you know, they've got the 4-run cushion. If he gets in trouble, they might think about something else here. That's a chopper. That's going to find a hole and into left field. So back-to-back singles from Allen and Vanderkamp.
That's just what the doctor ordered for Northern California. Get a couple runners on. We still got a couple of hitters to pinch hit yet.
You see one right here. Brock Cruz gets the call.
Entering for Caitlin. And now batting, number 99, Brock Cruz.
Six hits now for Northern California. Cruz with his first plate appearance.
So he's pinch hitting for Kaysen, who is pinch hitting for Korea.
Correct. Cruz is an Aaron Judge fan, but also a fan of the Angels. I guess you can be a fan
You can't
of the
be both.
That's
No,
what
you
he is.
can't.
That's what he is.
You can't do that.
He's doing it.
You can't like Judge and like the Angels.
Showing bunt. Offers on it. Strike one.
That's not a bad idea. We've seen that Southern California has a little bit of an issue with communication with the first baseman, Connor Alonso, charging this ball, and it's too far for the second baseman, Camarillo, to get to first base. It's going to be a tough play if he gets his bunt down.
0-2 now. Rodriguez has had a monster game at the plate with a couple 2-run homers. In relief now, trying to take care of this lead. 1-2.
Well, that was a good take. Tough pitch down and away. Brock Cruz is in a 1-2 hole right now, and Northern California's got 6 outs left.
Check swing, did he go? Strike 3 called anyway. And there is out number 1.
You just don't expect somebody of Michael Rodriguez's size to come out here and throw a bunch of breaking balls, but this is a really good curveball. It's deep, and even if you say he went, I'm calling it on the pitch.
Now Tanner Dykstra up there. We've seen him at second base. We've seen him as a pitcher as well for the Rocklin Little Leaguers. Big swing, 0-2.
Michael Rodriguez has come out and he's thrown a lot of breaking balls. He's found his rhythm, gotten a little bit of a jam with a couple of soft base hits, but seeing an assortment of breaking balls. Here comes the fastball away.
Just off the plate, the Southern California fans wanted that strike 3 call.
Yeah, they don't understand that Joseph Anderson, the catcher, is setting up about a foot outside. Rodriguez hits him in the glove, but he's nowhere near the strike zone.
1-2. Low and away, 2-2. 16 runs, 16 hits in this one. Northern California fighting to get a little bit closer. And a strikeout. Dykstra goes down, 2 away.
Another good curveball diving out of the zone. Saw a lot of them. I think he showed him one fastball away. Went right back to the breaking ball. He's found command after struggling last inning with his curveball. He's found the command of it. Jonathan Vavok got an at-bat in the 2nd inning.
Struck out. Swing and miss. If he reaches here,
If
he does, that's going to bring the tying run to the plate. This is a big at-bat for Northern California. Pitch from Rodriguez, outside.
Well, he's seen 3 breaking balls right now. Is Rodriguez going to come back, show him a fastball, and then go back to the breaking ball?
I give him the gas here.
You giving him the gas. All right, and there's your call, Trey Bender.
Fastball's bounced up there. The catcher keeps it in front of him. No throw down to third as the runners are now on the corners.
Joseph Anderson took that breaking ball in the dirt, got it right in the right hand, the throwing hand. That's why he was so slow getting up and reacting to the ball in front of him. Breaking ball in the dirt, pretty good staple. You just don't want to see the catcher get that hand out to try to box it in. And he got it right in all 4 fingertips, it looked like. I just hope those fingers are all right. That can't tell you how much that had to hurt.
Some warm-up tosses now for Rodriguez with runners on the corners. Allen's now at third. And you've got Vanderkamp at first base with 2 away. Defensive switch now.
Atticus Gates.
So he's going to catch. They make the move.
Well, I think that's Aiden Skinner, excuse me.
Yes, Skinner catching. So he's behind the dish. And Vavok at the plate with runners on the corners. Rodriguez, the 3rd pitcher of the night. Baptista, Bjornstad, and Rodriguez have all pitched for Southern California. Strike away from getting out of this frame. Now time called by Kevin Macho behind the plate as the hitter steps out.
Well, we have a little communication problem. Skinner's brand new to the game.
2-2 pulled and foul. Third base umpire over there, James Davis Jr., no call, but the home plate ump, Kevin Macho, jumped on it.
Well, it was caught before the bag, which is the home plate umpire Macho's ball. And then once it gets past the bag, the third base umpire, James Davis, that's his call.
2-2. Strike 3 call, got him looking. strikes out Vavok, and it remains a 4-run lead. We're through 5, 9-5. Southern California in front of Northern California, and a good one here at Houghton Stadium.
Northern California, the bottom of the league, no runs on 2 hits, 2 runners left on base. Pitch now for Michael Rodriguez, 36, 3-6.
We venture into the 6th inning here in San Bernardino, a 9-5 lead for Southern California over Northern California. 14 runs to 16 hits already. A lot of offense in this one. We've seen 6 home runs. Will that 9 number be enough for this team from Chula Vista? Ben Tipper will continue out there. The Southpaw's done a nice job so far for Northern California. And he'll be facing the bottom part of the order, Connor Alonso, to lead things off.
Well, Ben Tipper's come in, settled down, went through the 3, 4, 5 guys, struck them out last inning. Nice slider, backdoor slider, good command of the fastball, really good tempo. I love his mechanics. I mean, it's very advanced for me to watch a left-handed pitcher. You know, you see him set down, look at the rubber, gather himself. And there's a nice lefty-on-lefty slider.
A totally different approach compared to Aiden Weisenberg Frost, who started this game, a power pitcher. 1-1. Tipper, the 4th pitcher of the night for the Tri-City Little Leaguers.
Connor Alonso, the hitter right now, is so geared up and ready to hit. He's becoming impatient with the pace of the pitcher-catcher signs working right now. And you can see him, he's already stepped out of the box a couple times last at bat. This one he put his bat down for a split second.
And that's what you want if you're Tipper out there, and he evens the count 2-2.
Well, you want a hitter that's impatient, and right now, just the tempo that these guys are working back and forth, pitcher and catcher and coach getting the signs, Connor Alonso is just becoming really impatient.
Oh, and he's hit by the pitch. Tipper's going to come over. I think that scared Tipper a little bit. That one got away from him, and it's good to see number 66 is okay.
Yeah, Tipper lost control of that fastball. Had thrown some good breaking balls, so Alonso had to stay in and respect the fact that the ball coming right at him could be a slider. He's already seen a couple of those, so he had to stay in a little bit longer than he normally would, and then he recognized it with about 8 feet left, and it was like, I got nowhere to go. Gets up, brushes it off, threw some dirt on it.
Now Matthew Bjornstad, another lefty-lefty matchup here, looks at strike 1.
Now Matthew Bjornstad did a really nice job pitching, holding up the Southern California team.
Base hit center field. Alonso's going to hold on at second. So something brewing for Southern California.
That's Bjornstad's first hit of the day, first hit of the tournament. Lefty on lefty matchup, gets a fastball middle half and drives it back up the box.
It's 11 hits now.
We're going to see Big Mac. Trey, Big Mac.
Corpus is going to get the call. Makai Corpus, his second AB.
Now he had a bullet in his one at bat to first base. And if Frost wasn't 5'10", I don't know if anybody else on the field gets to that ball.
Tipper deals. Fooled him there, strike one.
Nice first pitch, way off speed. We hadn't seen one that slow yet. It was almost ephus proportions where gravity was dropping it more than the break of the pitch.
Bouncer hit to short. Erickson gloves it, can't do anything with it. Everybody's safe, bases are loaded.
That was an amazing pick by Nathan Erickson at shortstop. It really was. It was too bad that he couldn't catch his feet underneath him. And a little bit of that is that these 11, 12-year-olds that are out here playing right now have to wear plastic spikes. This infield is a hard pan. If there was a metal spikes, I'm sure he'd been able to catch his feet.
Infield single right there.
That was an amazing pick.
Here's Anthony Leyva.
Oh, great.
They're up on the infield grass. Mighty Mouse is up there with nobody out. And they'd like to add to this 4-run lead.
Mighty Mouse in the 9-hole spot, 2 walks, a single to second base. Yes, I said a single to second base. This kid is wreaking havoc on the bottom of the order.
Strike on the corner, 1-1. And you know what is looming is that dangerous top of the order. No outs in the inning. Ivan Rodriguez Jr.'s on deck. Laces it to right for a base hit. A run will score as Alonso touches home plate. It's 10-5 and the bases are loaded again.
Anthony Leyva gets a fastball or gets a breaking ball down and in, and the lefties love that down and in zone. Here it is right here, reaches out, hits a bullet to right field. Tyler Allen gets it in quickly and holds down the damage, but Northern California is forced to try to cut the runs off at the plate, which makes the infield very small. There's nowhere. Now you can see the, sorry, but you can't see the middle infield just moved back, trying to get some outs before the big boys come up. So the corners are in for Northern California. Middle's playing a double play depth.
And here's Big Cat. Rips it foul. Look out. George Camarillo sidestepping that one.
You think Ivan Rodriguez was geared up for a fastball right there, Trey?
He was sitting on it. He's 1 for 4 with that extra base hit.
And still nobody out. And there's the infield. The middle infield is back at double play depth. They're going to try to turn a double play, giving them a little bit more range to keep the ball in the infield.
Creeps up that one off the plate, 1-1.
But the shortstop and second baseman will have no play to get anybody out at home plate. So the corners are pinched in. They're going to get a ground ball. They're going to come straight home to catcher Troy Yultson. Middle infield is going to try to turn a double play.
Hammered to right center, and it'll drop. It's off the fence. Bjornstad scores. Corpus scores. Leyva
Leyva had to hold at first base because he didn't know if it was going to get caught.
And he's at second, so they add to their advantage now. It's a 12-5 lead.
Fastball up out of the zone. Big Cat Rodriguez drives it into right center. Rogowski just unable to track it down. And Corpus almost ran Bjornstad down.
Well, Tipper did a great job in the last inning. Started off this inning hitting a batter, and then 4 consecutive singles. $14 hits now for Southern California.
And we still have nobody out.
And here comes an opportunity for that meat of the order to do some damage. Alan Camarillo is up there now. He singled his last time up. Fly ball hit to right, and that one's going to drop. Leyva holds up at third, and the bases are loaded. Another single for Camarillo.
First pitch fastball up out of the zone. It's pretty much a routine pop-up, but it falls in the Bermuda Triangle out in right field. Tyler Allen, the right fielder, didn't get a great jump on it.
When's the last time you saw a 3 home run game from a player?
I told you I don't like to talk about home runs, Trey.
Here's Michael Rodriguez with the bases loaded. Already has 2 2-run homers. Nobody out here in the 6th. And he's going to pitch away from him. The problem is bases are loaded here.
Well, Coach Rogowski, I mean, he's looking. Tipper got these guys out successfully last inning with backdoor breaking balls. He's going, you know what, just stay with it. We'll get you out of this. I don't have anybody else to face these 2 guys. We're having some complicated signs coming from the dugout.
1-0. Can't catch up with that one as he waited on it. 1-1.
There's that backdoor breaking ball that Tipper threw him last inning and struck him out with. We might see just a little bit of assortment of fastballs off the plate away and then come back with that backdoor breaking ball.
1-1 offering. Fastball deep to center. Grand slam.
I don't know what to say, Trey. I told you we don't want to face him. Michael Rodriguez, I mean, every time he's put a ball in play, it's been over the tents in center field or left field. And look at him. It's a regular day at the office.
2 2-run homers and a grand slam for Michael Rodriguez, and there's your 3 home run game.
And this one's a fastball up out of the zone. And he just killed it. That ball is 275, 280.
Well, they have the insurance they need here with a 7-run 6th inning. Up 16-5 now.
Well, we still don't have anybody out.
Pitching change. That'll be it for Tipper.
And here comes Mendoza again with nobody on base. He's got 2 home runs, and they're both solo.
And, you know, they talk about the cleanup hitter's the guy that cleans up what's out there, but he hasn't had a
There's
chance.
nothing been out here. I mean, that would be remarkable if he goes deep here.
Now this is Jordan Bleich getting the baseball in for Tipper. He'll be the 5th pitcher of the night for Northern California.
So by my count, that Michael Rodriguez has knocked in 8 of the 16 runs tonight.
I mean, I brought up the Ruth and Gehrig thing earlier. That's Ruthian right there. I mean, those are the kind of things that you just don't see very often. First of all, to see a 3-home run game, and then to see a grand slam and a couple 2-run homers. That's doesn't come along very often.
I mean, he's only put the ball in play 3 times. He struck out the other 2 at bats. So I'm walking up there going, just hit the ball.
Yeah.
Michael, just hit the ball. Put it in play somewhere.
So Bleish is out there now with the bases cleared, 16 hits for Southern California. And here's Mendoza, who has a couple solo shots to right field.
And he's only got 2 RBI.
The batter number 24, Jose Mendoza.
Three big innings for the Chula Vista bunch, Parkview Little Leaguers. 3 in the 3rd, 5 in the 4th, and 7 here in the 6th.
Well, Kevin Macho, home plate umpire, just called a balk. So we have a 1-0 count with no pitches being thrown.
It's fouled off, straight back. And to the right a little bit.
So we should have a 1-1 count right now. There it goes. See the breaking ball by Tyler Allen. You better spin it a little bit more because that has not been a good spot.
Yeah, Allen, the 5th pitcher of the night. Right back to the mound. It ricochets to the second baseman. The throw is in time. They get the out there. That'll go 1-4-3 on the putout to retire Mendoza.
That was an unusual play. It looked like he got jammed a little bit on the fastball. Ball almost went through Tyler Allen. Nice play at second base.
Yeah, this is Skinner now, the catcher, with an at-bat with 1 down.
Now, he had a good pass at that. That was a nice swing. That's your backup catcher coming in. Like I said, these guys coming off the bench for Southern California have done a really nice job of getting on base and creating base runners for the big guys in the middle of the lineup, and Aiden Skinner just showed me a really nice swing.
And he's hit by a pitch here. He'll reach. Yeah, a lot of good table setters on this squad.
First base umpire Jeff Thompson making sure everything's all right. Gives him the fist dab and the thumbs up. Another great piece of Little League baseball is the interactions between the players and the umpires.
And again, these umpires, volunteers, putting in the long hours here at the ballpark. Cooled off here at night, but hot conditions during the day, over 100 degrees. Alonso taps it back towards the mound. Throw to first is on the money from Allen. That's the second out of the inning as Skinner, he moves down to second base.
We're going to have a pinch hitter or somebody going to re-enter. What do you think?
Now let's see. It
Batista coming back in?
won't be a pinch runner. It's going to be Baptista as a hitter here. He's kind of switched off with Bjornstad in that 7th spot in the order.
Batista, the starting pitcher for Southern California, went 1 inning, gave up a couple of runs.
They don't look really important right now.
No. And here's our first base coach that I've been watching all night. This has been entertaining. This is Jordan Bleish right now. All right, now I'm going to be serious because the game's on.
Ball one.
Oh, we got a jig going on now.
And please refrain from using flash photography.
That might be a sign there.
That could be a sign. I mean, the only guy who can see him is Batista in the dugout. That might be his sign for hit a double.
That flash photography's got to stop. It's bothering the players. Whoever's doing it, knock
And now the home plate ump, Kevin Macho, with a few words for some of the fans here in the top of the 6th inning. Cooler heads have prevailed, apparently, and here we go. 1-0 pitch to Baptista. Misses 2-0. Well, is this Southern California team the team that will represent as West Region champs? Can't argue with what they've done offensively. We've only seen a small sample size.
I'm sorry. Jordan Bleish over at first base. I wonder if anybody else is watching him, but he is entertaining.
Strike called, 2-2. He's staying active.
He's seen so many people run by him tonight. You know, gotten a bunch of high fives. Bring him up.
And there's strike three. So Baptista goes down on strikes, but the damage done. A 7-run 6th inning, and Southern California will try to close it out now as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Another home run.
Michael Rodriguez gets a fastball up. Didn't like the bat flip from the last one, so he sets it down. Southern California up 16-5.
Moving to second base, number 15, Anthony Chula. Moving to third base, number 11, Michael Rodriguez. And we are in game for Camarillo, and now playing right field, number 9, Jordan Bleish.
16-5, Southern California leading Northern California. Game 2 West Region play, trying to win the first game of this regional, these two teams, and it has been a slugfest, especially on the Southern California side. Michael Rodriguez, 3 home runs, including a grand slam. Jose Mendoza, a couple home runs. And now Makai Corpez will try to close this one out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Trajan Rogowski, the third baseman, to lead things off.
Coach's son. He's got one at bat.
Well, both teams have gone deep into their pitching staffs. 5 hurlers used by Northern California, 4 of them used by SoCal. Lucid Dreams. Is that one of your favorite songs? That's his favorite.
I got that on Spotify, yeah.
2-1.
Don't you?
I thought you were an AC/DC guy.
I am. I love that Thunderstruck that Northern California did their infield to.
I don't know Lucid Dreams. Seriously.
I don't
pitch
either.
upstairs. 3-1.
Well, I would be shocked if Northern California has given up. Rogowski's going to find a way to get on base, and they're going to get this thing started all over again.
Well, he draws a leadoff walk here. The number 9 hitter is on.
Back to the top of the lineup, Troy Yultson, catcher. An RBI walk in the 4th. Started off the game with a line out to left field. A great play by Michael Rodriguez.
Corpus with the first offering. His fastball is high, ball 1. Also plays basketball, flag football to go along with the baseball. Off-speed pitch is a strike.
These Southern California kids are coming up with a whole bunch of breaking balls in fastball counts. That's a 1-0 curveball when your team's up by 11 in the last inning.
And that didn't have much on it. That climbs the ladder a little bit, 2-1. Loses his bat, swings and misses, 2-2. Northern California actually led in this one 2-0. The 2 spot in the first inning.
Well, that no matter how bad things have gotten today, it's still kind of funny you just threw your bat to the backstop here in San Bernardino.
Full count. This is the
All right,
4th
Big
of 4
Mac.
games today.
You just settle in, find your strike zone. Got nice mechanics.
Here's a bouncer hit to the shortstop. Flip to second and the force play. Rodriguez to Leyva. They get the lead runner, 1 down.
Well, it was a nice piece of hitting. Yultson just trying to stay alive on the 3-2 count on a fastball down and away. Rodriguez fields it clean. Throws a nice strike. Leyva becomes almost a first baseman. He stretches over there to secure the 1 out, knowing the ball was too slowly hit to get a double play. You know, very smart play by the second baseman, Leyva.
Leyva's done about everything right tonight. A couple singles, couple walks at the plate, and then comes in as a defensive replacement, does a nice job.
Where'd they get the green? Now, is that eye green? Because it's
Yeah, eye
usually
green,
eye
yep.
black.
Eye green, that's been what they're all wearing. Here's Erickson. He laces one to right field for a base hit. There's a 1-out single for Nathan Erickson. A couple hits, including the home run.
An RBI walk in the 4th. He's had a nice game, even though you don't call him batting in the middle of the lineup, you know, in the 2 spot.
He's a setup guy. I always think of Vince Coleman and Willie McGee, a 1-2 punch at the top.
You're pulling out some Midwest baseball from the 80s today.
Here's Weisenberg Frost. He fouls off the first one.
I mean, we got the 1983 Blue Jays with Gorman Thomas and
I was thinking Brewers. Yeah, Brewers, yeah.
excuse me, Harvey's Wallbangers from 83, and then you pull out the mid-80s Cardinals with Vince Coleman and Willie McGee.
You got to delve into the history a little bit in this game. Here's the 0-1. Frost got a piece of that one.
That was one of my favorite teams. They had the 2 relief pitchers that alternated in right field in the 9th inning, and they were playing a little matchup game with the 2 closers.
You talking the Brewers?
No, I'm talking the Cardinals.
Oh, the Cardinals,
Todd
yeah.
Worrell and can't think of the lefty that came in, and they would go out to right field, and then the next one would come in to pitch against the righty.
Yeah.
Go back out to the lefty, and here he comes in from right field, and it was just like, that was so well thought.
It worked.
It worked.
Corpus with the 1-2, and he strikes out Frost. And they're 1 out away here.
Well, Corpus has a nice fastball, and then you see this breaking ball, and it's just a lot slower. Frost lunges out at it and just can't keep anything back. The hands are gone, the body's gone, and all he's able to do is wave at the ball outside the zone.
Here's Tyler Allen. Southern California trying to close the door, get a win in their opener in the West Region. First pitch, bouncer into right field for a base hit, and that'll load up the bases. Allen keeps the inning going.
Well, Allen's got 2 hits today. It's, Northern California's done the job. It's just been Southern California's been so dominant on the offensive side with their 2, 3, 4 guys, 5 guys. Vanderkamp's got 2 hits. He's 2 for 3. He's coming up with the bases loaded.
He's driven in a run. Catcher Skinner finally locates the baseball. It took him a while. He got there.
That thing looked like it was alive the way he was trying to track it down. It kept moving away from him.
It had legs. The 1-0 to Vanderkamp. Outside, 1-1. These catchers put in a lot of work. They've rotated Anderson, Skinner back there behind the dish.
Well, I'm hoping Anderson's all right. He took that curveball in the dirt off the fingertips.
2-0 swung on, grounder to Rodriguez, flips to second, and out at second base to end things here. They'll review the final play to make sure it is an out, but it appears that Southern California has finished this one off 16-5.
But umpire leave the field, and I don't.
They have to look at the final play of any game. That's one of the rules here. But the force play 6-4. Rodriguez to Leyva. Here's a look at the play.
Here's the last play. I don't know if we're going to have enough to overturn it, but boy, that sure is a bang bang. We're still playing, Trey.
Yep, they have overturned it after looking at the replay.
There's the green
continue
monster
on here.
Somebody threw the green monster onto the field thinking the game was over. We have a breach of protocol going on right now with all the superstitions is now in the dugout. That's just, it's kind of an unusual situation. The umpires are leaving the field.
This game has not finished. It's a 16-5 game, and the umpires will go back to their positions. Still 2 outs in the inning.
I don't think Northern California would have reviewed that if that was their choice. They understand 16-5, the deficit, and it was a fairly routine play, but I talked about Ivan Rodriguez at shortstop, just lost his footing a little bit, and it's those plastic spikes on this hard pan dirt. He just slid a little bit, pulled himself together. Leyva became a first baseman again at second base, stretched out, but it just wasn't in time.
So they have the bases loaded here. A run coming across to make it a 16-6 game. And Gavin Correa is going to hit now with 2 down. Well, Corpus now thought he was through this thing. He's got a battle on here.
Well, now he's got to kind of wake back up. He was just celebrating about 2 minutes ago, all excited, teams in the dugout. The green monster came flying onto the field from somewhere in the stands, and now he's back out there going, I got to get somebody out here. I got bases loaded.
Good start there. Fastball for strike 1. Parkview Little Leaguers, 2016, they went to the Little League World Series. Maybe this is their year. Impressive performance here tonight. Here's the 0-1. And skips past the catcher. No play at the plate. 1 run scores. The throw to the plate not in time. 2 runs come across. And now it's a 16-8 game. Allen and Erickson both score here.
Well, the catcher, Aiden Skinner, thought he knocked it down and in front. He'd struggled with one earlier in the inning where he couldn't find the ball in between his legs. So he popped up thinking the ball was straight underneath him. He thought he blocked it. It actually skidded all the way back to the backstop. It went right through his legs. He can't find it. Nice job by Corpus to come running in. Instead of screaming at Skinner to go find the ball, he just came off the mound, went and found it. And 2-run score on a wild pitch.
And now Southern California strike away. 1-2 the count to Gavin Correa. Makai Corpus trying to close it out here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch, and he got a piece of it, fouled it back to the screen.
How many times have you written down 2 guys score on the same wild pitch?
Not too often. It has happened.
It has happened. But has it happened in the same game as a 3-home run and a 2-home run game?
The 1-2. Changeup got him, and that'll end it. Strikeout of Correa. Corpus finishes it off 16-8. Southern California holds off Northern California.
Southern California brought the bats to San Bernardino, and the damage was all done by the 2 guys in the middle of the lineup, Michael Rodriguez and Jose Mendoza. Of course, we had some help from Anthony Leyva in the 9-hole, who was on base 4 times. Mighty Mouse.
16 runs, 16 hits, and the Parkview Little Leaguers an impressive performance. Rodriguez a grand slam and 2 2-run homers. Mendoza a couple solo shots. Thanks to Greg Olson, I'm Trey Bender saying so long from San Bernardino. Northwest Regional, Montana, Alaska gets started tomorrow. All games airing on the ESPN Network, streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Day 1 is in the books from the Western Regional Complex in San Bernardino. So long for now.